Okay, today I'm going to be making a belly pan for a Toro 521 snowblower, and a couple things you'll need is a tape measure to measure the size of the belly pan, and then either a 4-inch high cycle with a cutoff wheel or circular saw, some sort of cutting device to cut the steel to make it the size of the bottom of the snowblower. All right, I'm going to bring you guys back once I get the camera in the stand and everything's set up to cut the piece of metal. Okay, so for the measurements, we're going to want to go from here at the bottom up to the mounting bolts, which is about 18.5 inches. And then we're going to want to go from side to side, and we're at about 10 and 11/16 side to side. So we'll keep those numbers in mind when we go to cut the steel. I'm going to shut you guys off, get everything ready to cut the steel, and I'll be back. All right, now that we have everything measured, we have our steel, we're going to take and measure out on the steel the size that we need. Use a pen or marker, probably be easier using a marker or soapstone. Then we'll mark it to the 10, 11/16 on that side. And then we will go to 18.5. So 18.5. Make our marks. So now I'm going to take straight edge, draw a straight line from your mark. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but as long as it's pretty well close. Right now I'm just marking out the square or rectangle shape, getting it ready to cut. And then I'm going to be using a circular saw with a fiber disc to cut this. Now, you will want to use safety glasses. Get my cord to plug in. Some crap on the end of it. All right, I'll bring you guys back. I'll get some safety glasses on and get this cut. So we're going to first cut long ways. and then we'll cut the width. Make sure your saw works, whatever you're using to cut this. My saw blade's not gonna cooperate with me. I'm gonna have to tighten it up. I'll be right back. So I went ahead and finished cutting lengthwise, and then got my blade tightened up. Now we're gonna go width. There we have that. Get a little bit warm. Set it off to the side for a minute. I'm gonna have to take the angle grinder and smooth up these edges and get her nice and cleaned up so it's not sharp. I'm gonna get the angle grinder out and I'll bring you guys back so you can see me grind the edges down and see what we're doing with that. And then we'll get it prepped for paint and drill some holes in it and get it on the bottom of the snowblower. All right, now we got our good old high cycle with the grinding disc on it. I'm just gonna take it down the side and clean it up. Alright, so I got all the edges smoothed down and knocked down so they're not sharp and dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bottom off. I forgot about that. And then I'll bring you guys over to the snowblower and you can watch me make this fit and we'll have it ready to go. So instead of drilling holes, I have shoulder bolts that I'm going to use. I can just notch this steel with the grinder on all these points where the rods go through. I'm going to notch all those out. And then where the bolts rest on there, I'm going to notch those out. I'll bring you guys back after I get all that done and show you it up against the snowblower, and then we'll get ready for paint. All right, so we have our sheet of steel notched out on both ends. So now we can set it up underneath the snowblower and get her strapped down and see what all we need to do to make it perfect. I'm gonna move the stand with the camera and you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we got it all fitted on there. It's not perfect. I had to use a couple washers to get it to where it sat right, but that's okay. We're not looking for perfect. We're looking for better than it was. Now, before I paint, I'm going to take some of this super clean foaming degreaser and spray it down and get all the stuff where I'm going to paint cleaned up. I'm just going to get it all nice and sprayed down. Oil down on here. I'm going to get that cleaned up so I can paint that and make it look nice. Now let's take a rag and wipe her down. The goal with putting this on here was just so that keep snow out of the bottom drive assembly. We don't want snow in there. It can cause belt issues and all kinds of other bad stuff we don't want. Also decrease the lifespan. We're just going to wipe all this mud and nasty stuff off the base of this bucket. Probably need another rag, but I'll try and use this one to its expectancy. Just try and get all this oil and dirt and mud, whatever else, off here so the paint sticks a little better. Now it's going to not adhere as well as it should because it's cold out, but we just want it to look decent for when we go to sell it. I'm going to grab another dry rag and wipe the base of this off, and then I'll get ready to paint it. These terry cloths were like 53 cents on sale at Harbor Freight, so figured I might as well buy some. It's not like it's the end of the world to get them ruined because they're rather cheap. That looks pretty good. Super clean works really well for oily stuff. I'll wipe down and slap some paint on it real quick. I just got some spray enamel, just red, whatever was cheapest I could find. We'll just go ahead and it's definitely going to have to take a couple coats because this weather is not good for painting. I just want to get something on it so it looks halfway decent. The white doesn't really match the rest of the machine, so I'm not going to leave it white. Go ahead and get up top here. I'm gonna have to let that section dry for a little bit and then repaint it again, but go ahead and throw some paint down here. The base, so it doesn't rust anymore in the future. Shoot some on here too. I don't know how well this paint's going to set up. Like I said, it's about 30 degrees. It's probably not going to do too well, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect. But it's definitely better than not having a belly pan at all. I would rather do this than go and spend however much money trying to find a used one off eBay, since this machine's not made anymore. I don't see me finding a factory replacement. But this will definitely do its job. If you guys like the video, leave a like. If you guys like my other videos, subscribe to me. Leave a comment of what you think I should have done differently, or other videos that you'd like to see me make. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.